Trackwrestling.com here with two-time national champion Dean Heil of Oklahoma State. Got it done at 141. Dean, I've never been a big guy on I feel disrespected, I'm disrespected, but I got to tell you, I think you're the most disrespected guy in college wrestling. I'll be the first to admit. I don't know. I don't make predictions, but why do you feel people overlook you? And do you feel that?
Yeah, I felt it. I mean, it's one of the things that have motivated me just the past 2 seasons, and I felt it a lot worse this season than I did last season. To be truthful, you know, I just let it motivate me. And probably the main reason why is because a lot of people don't like my style. You know, I understand. Like I said, it's not pretty, it's not flashy. You know, I just know what I need to do to win. And yeah, I funk around a lot and look like I'm giving up, you know, backs and this and that. But it's just how I wrestle. I'm comfortable. I know what I need to do. I can score. All that matters is how I feel about myself. You know, a lot of people don't like it just for that aspect.
What was it like coming back as the returning national champion? How different was this title run compared to that of a year ago? You know,
Coach Smith always stressed to me, you know, you're not defending anything. You know, everybody dreams of winning a national title, and you know, you won it. You're not defending anything. You're going for title number 2. You're going to win it again. So it just motivated me, you know, that technically a year ago doesn't matter anymore. It's in the past. So now I got to go and earn that, you know, honor again.
What are you most proud of in the way you competed this entire tournament?
You know, I definitely like that. You know, I finished the season undefeated. That's something I never did. And I like how you know, I was able to take everybody down, you know, and control all my matches. You know, not one match, you know, was I ever, you know, worried about like any type of situation. You know, I controlled each match, and that's the way it was.
When you look at your matches, you're involved in a handful of close ones. You don't win most of them, you win all of them, and that to me is so impressive. Talk about your poise in being in those tight matches.
Yeah, well, first,
tell you what, Dean, I'll move you over here. I think they're moving the carpet. Here we go.
I know I can escape from anybody, and I know I can take them down. So I'm not really worried about if somebody takes me down, because I'll just get right back out and take you down. But not just that keeps you poised, but just the fact that I don't give up easy takedowns. You know, you have to earn them, and as you can see, you know, Georgie had to earn his takedowns, and he didn't get one. Just all season long, I feel like I gave up very minimal to no takedowns, and if you did, you earned it. Or I gave up a takedown because there was really it really didn't affect the match. So, but on top of it, I just know that I don't let situations worry me. You know, like I said, I can escape from anybody, I can take anybody down, and that just keeps me in the match.
What was it like wrestling Camila? You guys grew up how far away from each other?
You know, we went to rival high schools. You know, we're both from Northeast Ohio, Cleveland area. You know, it was a great experience. You know, George is a great guy. It's just growing up being rivals and everything. But in all honesty, you know, at first I was overthinking it, but then I realized, you know, it's just another match. It's just another match in front of a lot more people on a stage, you know. And I realized it's not that big of a deal. I just got to go out, wrestle my match, and let that be it. Where
was that match won tonight?
In the first period. I felt it. You know, going into the match, I had the experience of being on that stage before. You know, Georgie had never even reached the semifinals prior to this. You know, blood round 3 times. And I could just feel it. I could just feel his nerves. I could just feel he was, you know, a little timid, and I took advantage of that.
St. Ed's, I believe the stat is, it's absolutely crazy. 36 straight years with an All-American. Speak about the impact that being part of that program.
You know, St. Ed's reminds me a lot of Oklahoma State. There's so much, it's such an honor being from that school, and there's so much history behind it. It's so prestigious, and it's just a blessing to be a part of 2 great programs.
We saw tonight, Dean, Gabe Dean going for 3, gets denied. We saw Isaiah Martinez get pinned going for his 3rd. Next year, you'll be that guy. The bullet is on you. I mean, you are clearly the guy to beat. What's next for you in taking things to another level?
You know, I don't really focus on stuff like that, you know, because going into my semis match yesterday, 2 #1 seeds before me both lost, who were undefeated. And, you know, I don't let those things get to me. You know, it's something that people can notice. And, I mean, you could even say that last year, you know, Gwazowski, you know, was a 3-timer who, you know, lost. You know, I'm not here to, you know, focus on statistics. I'm going to worry about myself and let myself dictate what happens.
When you look at your career up to this point, what are you most proud of? What do you hold most sacred?
What am I most sacred about my career? Just being, you know, accomplishing what I want. You know, I have a lot of doubters. You know, like you were saying, a lot of haters or whatever you want to call it, and I just enjoy proving them wrong from day to day.
What did Coach Smith say to you after you won the 2nd title?
He says you deserved it. He says I'm so proud of you.
Dean, you find a way to get it done. I said it all weekend. Say whatever you want about Dean Heil, but put it in capital letters, put it in bold. Dean Heil is a winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.